The fortress has collapsed? What of Melia? And Shulk?
The observation was based solely on long-range intelligence. We cannot be any more specific.
You don't need to worry about them.
But...
Take it easy. I've got a pretty good idea where they are. If you're gonna attack, you better do it now. Their fortress ain't completely destroyed. Or do we just sit here and wait to die?
Shall I perform the divination ritual now?
Forgive me, Seer. That will not be necessary. From now on, we will seize our destiny with our own hands.
We don't need to see the future. The Mechon forces are on their way. No doubt about it. I like the look in your eye there, lad. It's time. This is war!
It's been a long time since I last had this dream. I reached out for a piece of scrap metal, and then I fell into the ground. Was I dreaming? Fiora! What's that? Fiora. Fiora! She's still breathing. Wake up! Come on! Wake up! She needs water. Fiora, you're awake. Do you remember? My name is
I can't believe it. My first kiss.
You do remember me. Fiora.
Of course I do. Shulk. I never forgot you or the others.
Then... why?
Because I wasn't me anymore. I wanted to call out, but I couldn't.
What do you mean?
When it happened, when Colony 9 was attacked by the Mekon, I thought I had died. I felt the Mekon's claw rip through me. I couldn't remember anything. There was no sound, no light, no pain. When I came round, I had the body of a machine. And it felt like there was someone inside me.
Someone else? The one who was controlling the Mekon you were in?
Yes, that voice. But I could still see and hear. I was there all the time. Except I had no control over my body, and I couldn't talk.
That's why it seemed like you didn't recognize us.
Yes. Inside my heart, I was crying out desperately. But you didn't hear me. Nobody did.
We always believed it was you.
It's okay. You don't have to say that. I know it would have confused me.
But the person inside you, do you know who it was?
No. I heard her voice when she spoke, but I didn't know what she was thinking. There was something she urgently needed to do. I understood that much.
What do you think happened to her?
Maybe she's sleeping. Or maybe she's trapped like I was.
I hope she stays trapped, hijacking your body, treating it like it's her own.
I guess.
I say good riddance, and let that be the end of it.
Shulk, I don't think she's totally to blame.
Why not?
She needed my body for something. I don't know what it was. I just know it was important. I want to help.
Why would you?
I knew she was using my body, but I didn't hate her for it. She was kind. She was taking care of my body. I could feel it.
Really?
Yeah. And she did everything she could to protect you.
So, back when we were fighting...
Against Egil, she knew what I wanted to do, and did it for me. So, I want to help her if I can. Please, Shulk.
All right. Then we'll do everything we can to find out what she was trying to do.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Fiora.
I'm glad to be here. What do we do now?
We have to find the others. I know they're alive. I can feel it. Everyone's gonna be surprised when they see you.
Everyone being?
Ryan, Dunban, and there are a few others we met along the way. Sharla, Ricky, and Melia. I just know you're gonna like them.
It looks like you've been through a lot as well.
Yeah. But nothing's gonna separate us now. Come on, let's start searching.
And with that, hello everyone, this is Princess Somnia, and welcome back to more Let's Play Xenoblade. Today we have Fiora back in the party as a basically totally new character. Oh boy, yeah, I did tell you the plot was going to start hitting like a truck once we get past Prison Island, and here's that plot right now. Let's take a look at Fiora and what she's got. So she's got her weapon, Meccana's swords, and a whole ton of unique equipment, basically. Her equipment works a little bit differently than everyone else's, and I'll get into that a little bit later. Let's see. What do we got by way of good gems? The gems people had equipped on them when they left the party are still gone, by the way. Mostly just because they're what they had equipped, basically. You only have access to what Shulk has for right now. There's a reason for that. Let's do some ether up on her. She does benefit a lot from having high in both ether and physical attack. And let's take a look at her arts, just like we always do whenever we get a new party member. Now then, let's see here. So, we've got Double Blade, which, is good DPS from behind. So, I'm probably gonna upgrade that a little bit. It's like backslash, but I think it's... No, it's just one hit. It doesn't have much AP. Healing energy, an aura that removes debuffs and regenerates her HP. Spear Blade, which, does more damage on a toppled enemy. A Daze Art, cross impact. Zero Gravity, which is an ether art that hits in an AoE and does paralysis. Lock On, which does exactly what you think it does. Ether Drain, which reduces the target's ether while increasing her own ether. Double Wind, which increases tension when she hits with it. Mag Storm, which dazes toppled Mechon only in an AoE around her. Shutdown, which can inflict sleep, and it clears buffs and debuffs on Mechon. Air Fang, which is like Air Slash. Power Drain, which is kind of like Ether Drain. Guard Shift, which lets her defense instead of offense. Let's see, and Second Gear. What does that do again? Physical arts damage up. Kind of like Shadow Eye, but not quite. So, like I said, she benefits a lot from having good ether and good physical attack, and you can basically build her to be one or the other, and she'll do pretty good on both. Let's shuffle around her arts a little bit. Here we go, that should be good for now. I think instead of Ether Drain, I want Mag Storm. Yeah, that'll look good. And I'll worry about Guard Shift later. So yeah, she basically has tools that let her be just about any role you want her to be. If you want her to tank, you could stick on a few more auras on her. If you want her to do damage for physical attacks, you can stick a lot of physical arts on her, or for ether attacks, you can stick a lot of ether on her. I don't think the only thing she can't do is heal the party, and that's about it. So, it's not the worst. Her talent art for right now is Cannon Drones 1. Which just does a large amount of damage in a straight line in front of her, kind of like Monado Buster. Her talent arts, again, are different depending on certain things that I haven't yet discussed and won't discuss for a little while later. Right now, since she's brand new, let's stick her in the front of the party. I also actually need to check out her skills too, and probably do a few skill links. The interesting thing, that's not the skills. Yeah, Future Me, censor that one out. Yeah, I want to check her skills. So she starts with Mechonis equipment on, which is actually, I think, the only kind of equipment she can really use in the game. They're special. Let's see, increases counterattack rate when HP is at half, HP restored when revived, damage or crits, fills party gauge if 2 allies are incapacitated. That's not too bad. Let's see, block. That one's a good one to have. This one's also really good. I think I'm going to start with Daring and then go into Zeal. They're both really useful skills to have. We can also do a few skill links with her. She starts off with pretty decent affinity with Shulk, which makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Better defense. Back attack damage up is actually useful for her because she does in fact have a back attack ability. And this one's probably good too. Although that was most of her affinity coins, so actually, let's not do that one. Okay, there we go. So when it comes to like skills and stuff like that and gems with her, unlike a lot of other party members, Fiora doesn't really have much of a singular god stat, as opposed to, say, multiple really stats that you probably want to have high. Agility is always really useful. So is strength if you want a strength build, or ether if you want an ether build. It's really up to you depending on which way you're leaning. It's hard to define her role and capabilities in battle because she has variable roles and capabilities in battle. But anyway, let's show off what she's capable of in a fight against these Oros Crabbles.
Good job, everyone.
We killed them before I got to use a single art. Let's show off what we've got against this slightly stronger Oros Crabble.
Is everybody ready?
Everyone, do your best.
Okay, let's sneak up behind him and use Double Blade.
Fiora, glad you're around. We got through that.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's hard to show off what she can do until we get fights with stronger enemies, but that's just a little bit of a taste on what she's capable of. Usually with Fiora, I like using her as sort of an off-tank, off-DPS sort of a build. I usually like building her physically rather than with Ether, just because I generally like having it with Ether instead of physical attacks, just as a general playstyle thing. Although I love having Melee on the team, sometimes I just need to go hit things. Yeah, so that's how I usually build her, but again, with Fiora it's pretty variable. I'll talk more about team compositions with her when it actually matters, because right now we don't have much by way of team compositions.
Okay, let's go.
Everyone, do your best.
Okay, so let's try out some of our other attacks. Let's try out Air Fang. Well, we broke him.
That was great.
We killed him, but we also broke him.
Let's go.
Let's slap on some paralysis on this guy, maybe use some double wind.
This will leave a mark. Good job, everyone.
There we go.
Right, let's keep going.
Easy peasy. Oh, also, I don't think I mentioned this, but all of Fiora's weapons always count as anti-Mechon weapons, which means they always pierce Mechon armor, regardless of what weapon she has on. I mean, that mostly stems from the fact that she's forced to wear Mechonis equipment, which is a special class of equipment that only Fiora can use. But again, that's all stuff I'm going to talk about later. The bottom line here is that you don't need to worry about using Monado Enchant. Also, when it comes to whatever that Apocrypha engine thing Edgar was talking about, with regards to the Monado, I don't think it actually does anything in the gameplay. I think Shulk still uses Monado basically to the same effect, and it's still just as powerful as it was before. It's kind of like I think it's kind of one of those like really weird moments where this game segregates gameplay and story. Usually the game's pretty good about integrating them, but in this case it's separated. Pretty much for the better. Anyway, let's continue on up this way. Let's see, what we got in here? I haven't said what area this is yet, because the game hasn't really introduced us to it at the moment. But when it does, I'll tell you, Oh, we got our vision there, so that's nice. I don't think I mentioned this, but unlike the last two areas we were in, this one is never locked out for you in the entire game. So feel free to take your time, explore, collect collectibles, ignore collectibles. You'll never miss out on anything here. There's nothing permanently missable at all. Which is nice, because most of the next part of the game is permanently missable. So, yeah, they really did do it to you. I probably shouldn't say anything about it, but not saying anything about it would just be bad for the sake of writing a guide or making a guide.
Shulk!
Fiora! What's wrong?
Sorry. My body feels a bit strange. I think I just need to rest. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We can take a break here. I wonder what happened after the fortress. Where did the others all end up? The Monado's light is fluctuating. That Mekon really messed it up. But still, I have to protect Fiora.
Shulk. Can't you sleep?
Sorry. Did I wake you?
No, it's okay. I slept really well.
You want to eat? You must be hungry.
No thanks, but I'd like some water.
Okay. You should eat, even if you're not hungry. You need to get your strength back.
No, I'm fine. This body has its uses. I never need to eat. I never get hungry. I just run on water. Don't worry. I prefer my old body, but this one has some advantages. Shulk. You can leave me. It's okay.
What?
I mean, look at me, Shulk. This body is a Mekon body, so I should live here on Mekonis. This is where I belong.
You don't have to do that.
The Fiora you knew is dead. Just think of it like that. It's for the best.
But I can see it's not true. I mean, you're right here. I'll never forget how I felt when I thought I'd lost you back at the colony. I should have done something. I thought if only I had the power to save you.
Shulk.
No. No more regrets. I will protect you. Besides, there's someone else inside your head. We can't leave her there.
I guess not.
Mekon! No! Not now!
Shulk! Let me...
Fiora! Right. Come on, Monado. Don't let me down.
The Monado bends to your will.
No! I won't let you take her from me! This time, I will protect Fiora! Yes! The Monado's light! I can do this!
Okay, so, good news, the Mekon in this fight are not particularly tough. Bad news, we have to fight this alone with Shulk, which means that we'll be taking just about every hit we can, which is not the best. Anyway, let's see, let's basically just gonna start spamming some of my arts, try to get this guy off my back. There we go. And we can deal with the Predator unit shortly thereafter. Shouldn't be too difficult. We probably just finish it off with a Buster. There we go. It was actually not too hard.
The Monado. It worked, but... I feel... worse than before. Whatever he did to the Monado is... What's that sound? No! We're surrounded!
Where are we?
You're up then.
Sharla! What happened to us?
I don't know. I've only just come round.
Where are the others?
I look for them, but they're nowhere to be seen.
Oh.
Ryan, thanks.
Huh?
For protecting me back there.
Yeah. It got rough, but at least you got out safe.
What is it?
Look at me. I'm useless. Can't even keep a promise. I promised Fiora I'd look after Shulk. Stupid.
You promised to protect the guy who protects you. Am I missing something?
In the old days, Shulk was kind of frail. You know, like a little bunniv that gets bossed around by the other colony animals. It was me who used to be there, to save him. That's why I promised Fiora. But now look at me.
Ryan.
He's stronger now. And not just because he's got the Monado. I've done all I can to help him. He doesn't need me.
That's not the Ryan I know. Do you remember Colony 6?
Yeah?
The Mekon were always on the doorstep of our home, the colony. Thinking about it, I realized they were after the ether underneath it.
Yeah, I suppose so. If they could stockpile energy from there, they could get to any part of Bionis.
The Colony 6 Defense Force suffered its fair share of pain. And not just physical. Friends and family. Alive one day, gone the next. It all became so normal. You end up wondering how you can possibly make a difference when war is so futile. I'm not the only one who felt like that sometimes. But nobody ever gave up. And you know why?
Because you were strong?
We had no choice but to be strong. Everybody had someone to protect. The moment you looked away, you'd lose everyone you loved. So we had to keep looking straight ahead. We couldn't stop fighting.
Man, that's tough. Puts my problems into perspective. I suppose I should get back to being Rhine.
Don't go doubting yourself, even if things get tough.
You're right. There'll be plenty of time to stare at my feet when I'm old and crooked. Get it?
I get it. So now what?
We go looking for Shulk and Fiora. I might be like a third wheel, but I can still lug around the heavy stuff.
Finally! That's the Rhine I know.
Back there. Were you talking about that guy Gaddo?
Not just about him. Why do you ask?
Oh, nothing. Just, you know, seems like tough competition for a guy like me.
Rhine. Do you think Shulk and the others are okay?
Of course they are. They wouldn't die from something like that.
Back to your old self, I see. Right, we better get looking.
And alright, now we've got Ryan and Charlotte trying to make their way back to the party, which we'll be doing in the next episode of Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles. The part where everyone gets character development. I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, see you guys next time.